crisis, government offers national grid to investor. WAEC set to conduct 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Good afternoon. Thanks for staying with us. Do you love and care about River State and our peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater heights. For this is a task you and I must accomplish. My name is Helen Eric Geminiwa. Now the news in full. The Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project HYPREP is set to launch a civic education and constructive engagement campaign to sensitize the people of Ogoni on the importance of peaceful dialogue, active citizenship, civic responsibility, and collaborative development efforts. The project's coordinator, Professor Neni Barin Zabi, disclosed this at this year's quarterly interactive session with Ogoni Youth in Port Harcourt. Justice Ihun was there.
Professor Zabi said HYPREP has a new policy thrust that prioritizes timely completion of all projects, adding that one of its landmark structures, the Center of Excellence and Environmental Restoration, is nearing completion for public use, and construction of Ogoni Specialist Hospital has gotten to 70% completion, while the Cottage Hospital has reached over 93%, while over 937,000 liters of oil sludge has been recovered and evacuated, as well as evacuated over 1.7 kilograms of solid waste in Ogoni creeks. The project coordinator also disclosed that the mangrove restoration project has reached 86% completion rate, as work on providing potable water is being fast-tracked to ensure that more communities access safe and clean drinking water, pointing out that HYPREP in 2025 commissioned additional water facilities in Bere, in Kana, and Bunu in Thai local government areas. According to him, there is currently a total of 10 operational facilities supplying potable water to 30 communities in Ogoni land, just as significant milestones have been made in constructing new facilities in various communities across the 4 local government areas, expressing their determination to commission them in the 3rd quarter of this year. On the HYPREP Livelihood Program, he noted that the program will continue to empower Ogoni youth with skills and opportunities for sustainable economic development, adding that beneficiaries of the seafarers training have been inducted and training commenced, while creative art training will commence in the 2nd quarter of this year.
This gathering provides yet another opportunity for HYPREP and Ogoni youth to engage in meaningful dialogue, obtain necessary feedback, strengthen our partnership, and ensure we remain aligned toward environmental restoration and sustainable development in Ogoni land.
Professor Zabi maintained that an array of interventions for small and medium-scale businesses will be rolled out in the coming weeks, while installation of information and communication technology equipment is ongoing, aimed at aiding teaching and learning across various benefiting schools across the 4 local government areas. He emphasized the need for them to constantly check their websites, social media handles, and other reliable sources to obtain necessary information on ways to benefit and participate in HYPREP livelihood projects. He also said that periodic health outreach remains a priority, and they will continue to ensure medical support for those in need, as he disclosed that Ogoni Power Project is on course, with more facilities being received for the project. Professor Zabi thanked the youth for their consistent participation and urged them to desist from spreading unsubstantiated allegations that may hinder projects and be committed to constructive engagements.
I urge you to remain committed to constructive engagement, embrace dialogue and negotiation as your strongest tools for resolving conflicts and driving advocacy and progress.
In a keynote address on the topic, How to Be on the Right Side of History, a senior lecturer in the Department of Business Administration of the Rivers State University, Dr. Sobariko Lebura, said the youth can only be on the right side of history if they support development projects, criticize constructively, provide feedback, and discourage efforts to stall projects.
Has enabled me to at least understand everything that is happening in HYPREP, and I can now intimate the public that of a truth, HYPREP is trying to do their best under the leadership of Professor Nene Barry.
It's an eye-opener for us, and it also gives us an opportunity to ventilate some of our observation and contribution to the progress of the project.
Thank the project coordinator for bringing about the youth and interacting with them, knowing their kind of problems and what they intend to do better, areas where they are not doing well, and areas where they intend to do better.
Justice Ihuo, Rstv News.
The Nigeria Customs Service area took command on near River State has confiscated 20 containers of illicit drugs and other prohibited wares. The Customs Area Controller Mohammed Babandede disclosed this while conducting journalist round with the seized containers in One. Justice Ihuo has the details.
The seized items were 4 containers of codeine syrup, Bacardine, chili cutters and local sanitary wares, as well as 4 containers of 200 and 400 milligrams of soapy tomato paste. Others are 3 containers of bales of used clothes, personal effects, and 8 containers of 25 liters can of cooking and vegetable oil, as well as 1 container of Tamol X and capsules of pregabalin.
These seizures are a product of courage, bravery, high level of integrity, and also collaboration between sister agencies. I thank you once again for sharing information and intelligence with us. The duty paid value of these containers stand at 10,293,677.40 naira.
The area controller said the seizures were made through objective, careful and meticulous documentation check using professionalism with a cumulative duty paid value of over 10.2 billion naira. Babandede also disclosed that the Area 2 generated a revenue of over 190 billion naira within the first quarter of this year, which indicates a remarkable improvement from 160 billion naira generated in the first quarter of last year, representing over 27 billion naira, which is 7.12% increase.
On the export, the command treated export worth 2,345,268,000. The volume of export stand at 1,274,000 metric tons. These are mostly agricultural produce and solid minerals.
The command also handed 20-feet container of donkey skin meant for export to the Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service and expressed commitment of the Customs Service to economic development and security. Justice Ihuo, Rstv News.
A total of 1,882 students have been admitted at the Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic, Rumola, Port Harcourt for the 2024-2025 academic section. God's Power annually report that the academia, staff, parents, and friends attended the event. His report.
Declaring them as students of the Citadel of Learning, Rector of Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic, Dr. Moses Nebe, disclosed that the institution has recorded achievements such that 24 programs, including National Diploma in Law, have been accredited by the National Universities Commission, and thanked the state government for its determination to give the institution a facelift, stressing that out of 1,882 students admitted at the 34th matriculation ceremony, 1,510 students are for national diploma, while 372 are for higher national diploma. He advised students to be studious and avoid acts capable of jeopardizing their future, adding that the institution promotes zero tolerance for examination malpractice, courtesan, indecent dressing, disobedience of rules and regulations of the institution, and other related offenses, as any defaulter will face penalty accordingly. The rector revealed that the institution is recognized by Joint Admission Matriculation Board, National Youth Service Corps, and Students' Industrial Working Experience, which qualifies the students to enjoy the rights and privilege like other higher institutions in the country, noting that they are to graduate in both character and in learning. Dr. Nebe, who advised the students to also engage in vocational skills to avoid the effects of unemployment and hardship, reminded them to obtain the JAMB admission letter and register via his portal.
Some of you think that you are not at the proper place, and this is why we have to mention to you that as long as you take your programs seriously, that all the recognition given to students of other tertiary institutions in Nigeria, they are also yours. And register on the HND admission portal. From your set onwards, there will be no more registration for NYSC. To go for NYSC, it is only those registered on the HND admission portal that will be uploaded to NYSC. Do that and don't wait until it's too late and you blame the wrong person.
Students interviewed shared their joy.
More like a dream come true. Yes, I'm very, very happy, and I promise to make my parents proud. Parents should be expecting good results. Their money will not be in vain.
Since I've been seeking for admission over 3 or 4 years now, I've been seeking for admission, but I'm finally here. All thanks be to God.
Expecting is for me to do well in my school and to ensure not only matriculating but to graduate in the school.
I graduated from my secondary school. It's been 6 years now. So today I'm matriculating. I'm happy, I'm joyful, and thanking God Almighty for making it a success for me, because it wasn't easy these 6 years. It was really something else.
God's Power Anele, Rstv News.
Of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, Chuba, donated by a non-profit and non-governmental organization, Sterling Ye Lawson Foundation, aimed at reducing the cost of dialysis and treatment of kidney-related diseases to the barest minimum in the state. Melvin Jackson completes the story.
Presenting the hemodialysis machine and consumables, founder and chief executive officer of Stanley Inye Lawson Foundation, Ibila Charity Lawson, said the organization is poised to fostering positive change and sustainable development in the health sector of the country. She added that the organization takes pleasure in empowerment and advocacy with a view to promoting development while creating pathways for a bright future for the society. The chief executive officer highlighted areas of multiple empowerment, which include youths against substance abuse, the girl child, financial literacy training for widows, and micro-business support for widows as some of her statements, noting that it forms the background of the donation of the hemodialysis machine and consumables to medical institutions in the country. As according to her, SAIL Foundation had earlier donated hemodialysis machines to Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, General Hospital Bagada, adding that the Federal Capital Territory will also enjoy the largesse, saying charity, they say, begins at home, which made her come back home to give back to her alumni.
It's a homecoming for us. We are delighted to come here, but I appeal that things will get better with this machine, that lives will be saved. People can come in and say, okay, if I'm paying this amount somewhere else, it should be cheaper coming here. The consumables should help to reduce the cost for those who cannot normally afford it.
Receiving the items on behalf of the hospital, Deputy Chairman, Medical Advisory Committee in charge of Research, Grant and Innovation, UPTH, Professor Ibrahim Bassi, expressed satisfaction for the items which will help support the ones already on ground to assuage issues of hemodialysis.
There is no way an institution, particularly government institution, can achieve or work to its fullest potential without donations from good-spirited individual or foundations like the Rstv Foundation, like you have done today. It goes a long way in adding or supporting to whatever government has provided, which we know in most instances are usually not enough.
Also speaking, consultant physician nephrologist in the hospital, Professor Pedro Enem Chioma, expressed gratitude for the machine and consumables received, thanked SAIL Foundation, and promised to utilize the facility while guiding it jealously, called on public-spirited individuals to emulate the gesture.
So this coming now is an addition to an ongoing support to be getting from the family. Like I said, I hope that this will be something we can see how we can continue, considering that the problem of dialysis treatment for patients is something that has to be continuous and also not getting cheaper over time. And that this support really will help us to attend to people who can't even afford the dialysis.
Melvin Jackson, Rstv News.
Do you love and care about River State and our peace? If yes, let's be and take her to greater height. For this is a task you and I will accomplish. Still to come, Niger's Stephen's Burkina broader troop presence over terror threats. We'll see you at the other side.
I just want your papers, please.
Sir.
Salary don't enter. Yes, so. And month never even reach it. Na salary plenty, oh. No wonder I no gree collect Roger from my hand. Shut up, sir. I'm here to bail my younger brother.
Happen.
With good laws,
Proper funding, training,
and cooperation.
If it happen.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. Residents of Ori Street, Rumokorosi in Obiako local government area of River State have begun to experience sanity following interventions of men of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company on damaged electricity poles and cables by rainstorms 2 days ago. The rainstorm, which threatened the lives and property of residents of the area, was contained by the PHEDC officials as a result of an earlier alarm raised by shop owners and other residents. However, no life was lost in the incident. Moving on now, the West African Examinations Council has announced its readiness to conduct the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination for schools candidates in Nigeria with the introduction of its first computer-based version of the examination. Speaking at a press conference in Lagos, the head of National Office of the Council, Dr. Amos Dangot, revealed that the 2025 examination will feature computer-based works for some subjects, a move aimed at modernizing test administration and combating examination malpractices. The Council, he noted, has also introduced the question variation, ensuring that no two candidates will receive the same set of questions, another innovative approach to maintaining academic integrity. The HNO said the 2025 examination will take place from April 24 to June 20, spanning 8 weeks and 1 day, with 1,973,253 candidates from 25,554 schools registered. Candidates will be examined in 74 subjects across 196 papers, supervised by approximately 26,000 teachers. The HNO explained that the national identification number was introduced in line with national digital reforms as part of the registration processes. Now on the foreign scene, ruled by a military junta since July 2023, Niger is battling heightened insecurity amid repeated attacks by armed groups, several affiliated to Al-Qaeda or Islamic State. According to military reports, the area of Torodi in southwest has experienced several security incidents in recent days. On April 14, a military detachment came under fire from criminal armed groups on a road in the area, with 6 attackers killed. The army said 1 soldier was lightly wounded while troops seized motorcycles and weapons. On 6 April, a criminal armed group attacked a neighborhood and a police station in the town of Makalandi, the army said, but did not cause casualties. The event logged in Makalandi has caused a movement of local populations to other localities in the region, the army said. Therefore, to reassure the population, the military had immediately reinforced its presence locally to facilitate the gradual return of the displaced populations. In addition, the army said it had arrested a fortnight ago an influential member of the Salafist jihadist group. Without elaborating, Mali and Burkina Faso, like Niger, under military regimes have similarly suffered regular jihadist attacks in recent years. The 3 neighbors recently grouped together in an alliance of Sahel states and created a unified force to fight jihadist groups in a landlocked space of some 2.8 million square kilometers. Still on the foreign scene, Ukraine's government has announced the signing of the outline of a mineral deal between the war-torn country and the U.S. Economy Minister said that the memorandum of intent paved the way for what she called an economic partnership agreement. She said the final deal would also involve an investment fund for the reconstruction of Ukraine. A U.S. official expressed hope that an accord could be completed by the end of next week. Donald Trump's public shouting match with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House in February had temporarily blown the negotiations. Of course, announced the signing of the memorandum on X, but did not provide further details. The signing was conducted over an online call with Bezant, who said the details of the deal were still being worked out. Donald Trump also hinted of the deal during a press conference with Italian leader Giorgia Meloni. The move a step forward, a deal that would allow the U.S. access to Ukraine's critical minerals as well as oil and gas. Previous reports indicated that an investment fund would be set up for Ukraine's reconstruction and would be managed by Kyiv and Washington on equal terms. President Volodymyr Zelensky had been hoping to use the deal to secure a U.S. security guarantee in his country in the event of a ceasefire deal with Russia. Do you love and care about River State and our peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater heights, for this is a task you and I must accomplish. And that's it on the news at 3. Many thanks for staying with us. Thank you. My name is Helen Eric Gemini. Good afternoon.